reminded of a devastating flood of 2013 as the same region was struck by flash floods on Sunday that has taken the lives of at least 26 while some 200 have gone missing. One among the deceased have also been identified as a Nepali citizen. Good morning, I am Bipashna Tamang and these are the headlines of the hour. Law practitioners defend Prime Minister's decision to dissolve the lower house, say the constitution provisions the dissolution. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli too busy in his own office affairs, crucial entities and mechanism rendered ineffective. The leader of the coup in Myanmar, Min Aung Hlaing, makes his first TV address seeking to justify the action amid mass protests, says November's election was unfair. And German champions Bayern Munich reached the finals of FIFA Club World Cup, blanking African side Al Ahly 2-0. Law practitioners who argued on behalf of the Prime Minister against the resolution in the House of Representatives have opined that it was obvious to dissolve the lower house, which had failed to fulfill the election mandates. 12 law practitioners who presented their arguments yesterday said the Prime Minister has the right to dissolve the lower house under the parliamentary system. The law practitioners at the constitutional bench of the Supreme Court, who have been standing up to defend the moves of the Prime Minister, have said that an effective parliament and a strong government is needed to handle the present situation. Senior advocate Rabi Narayan Khanal had argued that a new mandate was also needed to resolve the current economic and political issues. Senior advocate Vishnu Bhatrai argued that the Prime Minister had to dissolve the lower house as issues like MCC and the citizenship bill were not endorsed by the parliament. The court gave 15 minutes to senior advocates and 10 minutes to the advocates to deliver their arguments. There will be no hearing at the constitutional bench today. There will be hearing tomorrow as today's session has been cancelled due to the demise of former Chief Justice Indraraj Pandey. Crucial structures at the office of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers like the Action Room, Hello Sarkar and the Result Management Division that Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli gave high priority in early days of his tenure have largely been overshadowed and inactive in recent days. We have more in this report.
Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli took initiatives to set up the Action Room under the office of the Prime Minister at a cost of 60 million rupees some 18 months back to monitor the work progress of the National Pride projects. However, the structure has been functionless since then. Likewise, the Result Management Division was established upon the request of the Prime Minister himself to evaluate the work progress of the cabinet ministers. The structure, which initially worked actively and even prepared credentials of the ministers, has been inactive since a year and a half. Even as Prime Minister Oli has restructured and reshuffled his cabinet for the 12th time, the systematic evaluation of the ministers is nearly non-existent. The situation is similar with Hello Sarkar, which was initiated to address public grievances. Concerned officials are of the view that the impact of these structures has been diminishing due to the lack of required resources. The group of experts within the organizational structure of the Office of the Prime Minister has failed to provide proper guidance to the government. However, Premier Oli has shown no interest in activating these structures as he is largely engaged in inter-party activities. According to experts, such ignorance from the executive head has overshadowed the function of mechanism and structure under the Prime Minister's office itself.
In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the authors gathered in Patsthar why have leaders indulged themselves in blame games and verbal volleys. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
बुझ्न जरुरी छ ती पटक्कै कुनै पनि मानेमा क्रान्तिकारी होइनन् वास्तवमा तिनीहरू त मात्र क्रान्तिका भेष धरेका जोक्करहरू हुन्
मान्छेलाई नराम्रै कुरा भन्नु पर्दा पनि राम्रो भाषामा भन्न सकिन्छ यसका लागि चाहिँ हामी सर्जकहरूले स्रष्टाहरूले चाहिँ सिर्जनाका अणु पछार्नु पर्छ अनि मात्रै चाहिँ सुध्रिन्छन् राजनीतिकर्मीहरू
अनावटक नाटक देखाएर जनतालाई भिडाउने तल जुधाउने काम चाहिँ यो अत्यन्तै दुःखद घटना भइरहेको छ
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question: what's your take on the Transport Office still not offering electronic payment? Your options are option A, neglecting service seekers; option B, fear of losing bribe money; and option C, technology not available. The voting is on. Type any WS. Select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And time now for the sports update. Back home, armed police force thrashed a Chaudandikadi 14-0 in the National Women's League football to register their 7th consecutive win. In the match played at Anfa Complex in Sadabato yesterday, Sabitra Bhandari alone scored 8 goals, while Anita Casey and Anita Basnath each scored a brace, and Anu Lama and Rubina Goli scored a goal each in APF's thumping win. APF had thrashed a Chaudandikadi with even a bigger margin of 22-0 in the first round of the league. APF is the only undefeated team in the ongoing league. League leaders APF are now 8 points clear of their nearest rival. And time now for a special segment, Sports Buzz.
8 Nepali players have made it to the auction for the upcoming Indian Premier League 2021. The names of the Nepali cricketers Dipendra Singh Aire, Binod Bhandari, Sompal Kami, Sandeep Lamichhane and Karan Casey have been registered for the upcoming season. Likewise, Kushal Malla, Sharad Vishwakar and Avinash Bohra have also made it to the select list of the players to be auctioned. The cricket governing body in Nepal, CAN, took the initiative to register the names of these 8 cricketers. This is the first incident that the names of as many as 8 players have been registered for IPL auction. Among these players, Sandeep Lamichhane is the only Nepali cricketer with IPL experience, as Sandeep has already featured in 3 IPL seasons representing Delhi Capitals. Some 283 foreign players and 894 Indian cricketers have been included for the IPL auction this time around. Meanwhile, only 61 players will be auctioned off and picked by different IPL teams. The much-awaited auction takes place next week. This is Sarah Chitrakar for our special segment Sports Buzz and Kantipur News Desk.
And that's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.